Right friends, welcome back to lecture. This is the 41st week from 5th to 11th October, and what are the highlights? President is in Jordan. He is on a 3-nation tour of Jordan, Palestine and Israel. This week we are going to cover his visit to Jordan, and next week we will look at Palestine and Israel. Then German Chancellor Angela Merkel visited India to participate in 3rd Intergovernmental Consultations, or you can say 3rd IGC. At the same time, she visited Bosch premises in Bengaluru, and at the same time she also participated in the Indo-German Summit 2015 Digitizing Tomorrow Together, organized by NASSCOM at Bengaluru. Then National War Memorial will come up near India Gate. Center launches Kisan to speed up the insurance claims. Then Cabinet approves NearOnChill, basically to raise the groundwater table by construction of check dams. Then if you look at the events around the world, it is a TransPacific Partnership. Historic trade accord was signed between 12 nations. Then Khadga Prasad Sharma Oli took over as the 38th Prime Minister of Nepal, or you can say the first Prime Minister after the adoption of the Constitution. Then if you look at banking and economy, Vodafone wins transfer pricing case in Bombay High Court. And miscellaneous events, World Bank sets $1.9 a day for classifying below poverty line. Previously it was $1.25 per day, now it revised it to $1.9 a day. Then an insight into Nobel Prizes, and these are the events for the week, and we are going to discuss in detail. The President of India, Pranab Mukherjee's visit to Jordan. Jordan is a West Asian country, or you can say it is in the Middle East, and it is one of the stable governments in West Asia, and King Abdullah is the monarchy of the country Jordan. And if you look at the borders of Jordan, one side that is towards eastern side, and southern side it is Saudi Arabia, towards northeast it is Iraq, then towards northern side it is Syria, and towards west it is Palestine and Israel. And in Jordan the president participated in few events. One is the president inaugurated $860 million joint venture fertilizer plant, that is for manufacturing sulfuric acid and phosphoric acid. And in this GIFCO is nothing but joint venture between Jordan and India, and in GIFCO, IFCO has got 53% majority stake, and the president inaugurated this $860 million fertilizer plant for manufacture of this sulfuric acid and phosphoric acid. And the second event is held talks with King Abdullah, and India and Jordan signed around 6 MOUs, and India Jordan University signed 10 MOUs. So these are the events pertaining to Jordan visit of the president. Next week we are going to cover visit of the president to 2 more nations, that is Palestine and Israel. Right friends, look at the next event. German Chancellor Angela Merkel is in our country to participate in 3rd Intergovernmental Consultations, or popularly known as IGC. She also visited Bengaluru. And before going into this, I would like to have a snapshot on Germany. Germany is one of the most developed nations. It is situated somewhere towards the western part of Europe. Specifically, it is west central part of Europe, and it is the most populous country in Europe with more than 8 crore population. Germany is known for 2 important aspects. One is the precision engineering. Second important aspect is famous for vocational training and skill development. And I would like to tell you, the world luxurious car makers All of you are well aware about BMW, Mercedes-Benz, Audi. These three are the luxury car makers in the world. They are based in Germany. And if you look at the economy of Germany, Germany with 8 crore people is world's number 4. If you look at nominal GDP, Germany's nominal GDP is around $3.4 trillion, whereas India's GDP is $2 trillion, and high in Human Development Index. And all these are the traits of one of the most advanced nations of the world, that is Germany. And Germany, after Second World War, split into East and West Germany in the year 1945. And please don't forget, Germany was one among the Axis powers. All of you should not forget about Hitler. Germany was one among the Axis powers, and it got defeated along with Japan and Italy. These three are the Axis powers. And subsequently Germany was split into East and West Germany in the year 1945, and subsequently reunification of Germany took place in the year 1990, specifically on October 3, and recently 25 years of completion of reunification of Germany completed. Right? Under this backdrop, I would like to tell a few things before going into the actual event. Germany in spotlight in recent times. One is positive reasons, the second one is probably somewhat negative, third one is totally negative. Let us look at these three events. The first is magnanimity shown by the German authorities, or you can say German Chancellor Angela Merkel, for taking lakhs of Syrian refugees is praised world over. When the other European countries are frightened to take Syrian refugees, Germany is welcoming those refugees, and around 15 lakh refugees are expected to reach Germany this year. This is the magnanimity shown by Angela Merkel especially. Second point is the hard stance taken by Germany with regard to the Greece crisis. Somewhat created little bit of animosity among the European Union nations. People say that Germany was too strong, and with regard to the stringent conditions and austerity measures, Germany is the country which forced Greece for harsh measures. And unfortunate, the third one is the diesel emission scandal controversy of Volkswagen definitely dragged the image of Germany quite low, right? And now look at India-German relations in recent times. First and the foremost is recently G4 summit was held. Germany is one among the countries along with India asking for permanent seat in United Nations Security Council. So recently G4 summit was held. Lot of warmth created in view of this summit. Then negative points are European Union, India, trade talks could not take off. European Union and India could not finalize trade agreement. It is pending for several years. Germany is the largest economy in European Union. So if Germany wants, it can push this agreement through. Then second important point is recently relations strained a bit because of restrictions imposed by European Union over the sale of 700 drugs from India, because they stated that India manipulated clinical trials. Then another point is Germany is apprehensive about data security and intellectual property rights issues in our country. Right? Under this backdrop, let us look at the visit. She came to India to participate in 3rd Intergovernmental Consultations, and 12,000 Indian students are enrolled in German institutions, and 1,600 German companies are in India. And the other aspect is, in view of the visit, India stated that fast track clearances window will be opened for German companies. If German companies want to establish their industries in our country, fast track clearance will be established. A window will be established to clear the proposals on fast track basis, and such a type of window is already available for Japan in our country. The second important aspect is an agreement was reached for India-Germany Climate and Renewable Energy Alliance, and Germany committed an assistance of 1 billion euros for clean energy corridor and solar energy projects. Third important point is German will be promoted as foreign language in India, and India's modern languages will be taught in German institutions. And altogether 18 agreements or MOUs were signed. Right? So these are the issues when the third intergovernmental consultations were held. And finally, what can we expect from Germany? I listed out 4 points. First one is Germany's vocational education is one of the best in the world, and India can benefit out of their vocational education because India is in the process of developing skills to more than 400 million people during the next 7 years. Second important point is our ambition is to make 40% of our energy requirement through non-fossil fuels by 2030 as committed to United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. That means India is required to develop 350,000 megawatt of renewable energy by 2030 and 175,000 megawatt of renewable energy by 2022, and to achieve that cutting edge technologies are required, and Germany's help can be taken for taking those cutting edge technologies. Third is Germany is known for precision engineering, and for our Make in India, German industry can establish their bases in our country. The fourth point is India can put pressure on Germany to finalize India-European Union free trade agreement, because of which free trade can take place between European Union and India with the least barriers. Right? So these things I listed, and Prime Minister and Chancellor of Germany visited Bosch facility in Bengaluru. And Bosch has got around 29,000 employees in our country, and it is the world's largest automobile parts maker, and it has got 14 manufacturing facilities in our country. And it stated Bosch company stated that it will invest 100 million euros this year to expand their operations, and their main aim is smart manufacturing. Right? Then the Prime Minister and the Chancellor of Germany attended India-German Summit 2015 Digitizing Tomorrow Together, organized by NASSCOM, and the Prime Minister of our country stated India is for liberalized FDI regime. We have already liberalized railways up to 100%, insurance up to 49%, defense up to 49%. So we have liberalized FDI regime. Then efforts will be made to increase the ease of doing business, and a lot many things Prime Minister stated in this connection. And German Chancellor stated that India is a huge market and offers huge potential for our companies, and we are very much interested for investing in India. Right? Let us move on to National War Memorial near India Gate. India Gate was built by British as All India War Memorial in memory of the soldiers who lost their lives in defending the motherland, and to commemorate them, this India Gate was constructed. And now India is coming up with the National War Memorial near India Gate. It will be constructed at a cost of 500 crores of rupees, scheduled to be completed within a time span of 5 years, and it will have Shraddhanjali Kaksh, an auditorium, and Armed Forces Museum. And after independence, 22,500 soldiers lost their lives in defending the motherland, and in memory of this National War Memorial will come up near India Gate at a cost of rupees 500 crores to be completed in a span of 5 years. Look into the next one. Center launches Kisan to speed up insurance claims. Center launched Kisan. The advantage of Kisan: the loss of crop data will be assessed based on 2 aspects. One is high resolution data from drones. High resolution data from drones or unmanned aerial vehicles. Second thing is the space technology and geoinformatics based on GPS technology. Based on the space technology is one aspect. Second is based on the data given by drones or unmanned aerial vehicles. And the institutions associated with it, I have given in this PPT, please go through them. One of the important institution is Mahalanobis National Crop Forecast Center, attached office of Department of Agriculture, Cooperation and Farmers Welfare. And claims of farmers can be done with the shortest possible time as stated by the government, and at the same time government also launched Android based application developed by ISRO, that is basically to assess crop damage due to hailstorms. These two things were launched, and please don't forget this Kisan will be launched on the experimental basis in the first instance in 12 districts across the 4 states in India. The states are Haryana, Karnataka, Maharashtra and Madhya Pradesh, and the crops will be covered are rice, wheat, cotton and sorghum, right? Look into the next issue. Cabinet approves NearOnChill. NearOnChill is the program basically by construction of check dams, surface runoff is to be stopped. All of you are well aware, when there is heavy rainfall, ultimately that rainfall will go and flow into streams, streams will flow into rivers, rivers will flow into oceans or seas, and to prevent surface runoff, check dams will be constructed. With the construction of check dams, what will happen? The runoff will be absorbed by the soil so that the groundwater table will rise. So the main purpose is reducing surface runoff of rainwater. The second thing is increasing groundwater levels, and third one is better water availability in rain-fed areas. Agriculture in our country is partly by assured irrigation like canals or tanks, and most of the agriculture is undertaken by rain-fed. That means farmers are dependent on rains. So to increase the availability of water in rain-fed areas, this NearOnChill is launched in 9 states of the country. They are taken based on the percentage of agricultural land which is rain-fed. If you look into that aspect, this Jharkhand comes on the top with the least irrigation coverage of 5.6%. Accordingly, 9 states were selected in the country, and this program is 2,142 crores of rupees, out of which 50% will be supported by World Bank and 889 crores by center and a minuscule portion by the state governments. Right friends, if you look at the events around the world, most important free trade agreement was signed, that is TransPacific Partnership. TransPacific Partnership touted to be the biggest free trade agreement between 12 Pacific Rim countries across Asia Pacific region. If you look into this map, the 12 countries, you will come to know there are 5 countries in both the Americas put together, that is Canada, United States, Mexico, then comes Peru and Chile. If you look at Oceania region, that is Australia and New Zealand, and 5 are Asian countries which include industrialized Japan also. Japan, Malaysia, Singapore, Brunei and Vietnam. Vietnam is the communist country. It also signed Trans-Pacific Partnership Agreement, and these 12 countries signed free trade agreement among them and touted to be the world's biggest deal, and it accounts for, that means these 12 countries account for 40% of world's economy. Then combined GDP is $28 trillion, then considered to be the biggest trade deal in decades, and this logical conclusion came up after 5 years of intense negotiations, and the origin for this trade agreement was which is signed in the year 2005 between Brunei, Chile, then New Zealand and Singapore. Now these 12 countries signed this Trans-Pacific Partnership, and frankly this is to preempt Chinese actions. China wants to have its tentacles across the world through Silk Route, Maritime Silk Route. Its economic might is spreading tentacles across the world, both strategically and economically, and to preempt the actions. This is the ploy of United States of America to have strategic relations with Asian countries, right? Asian countries have got disputes with China, Japan has got dispute, Vietnam has got dispute, and in view of this, it is the strategic ploy, both strategically, economically, the ploy of United States of America to preempt the actions of China so as to have foothold in the Asia Pacific region, right? And please don't forget, now China will come up with Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership, or RCEP shortly. And what are the issues with regard to Trans-Pacific Partnership? It cuts trade, tariffs and sets common standards for these 12 countries. Common standards will be there for these 12 countries by eliminating tariffs. Second important point is it will create world's largest free trade area, and basically I have already told you, to counter China's rising economic influence in the region. And in the words of Barack Obama, this partnership acts as a level playing field for farmers, manufacturers by eliminating more than 18,000 taxes imposed in various countries. There are arguments, counter arguments for this, and this week in news analysis we are going to discuss in detail what is the Trans-Pacific Partnership and what are the concerns expressed across the world. Please listen to news analysis this week. We are going to discuss two topics. One is details about Nobel Prizes. The second one is Trans-Pacific Partnership. Look into the next issue. Khadga Prasad Sharma Oli became the 38th Prime Minister of Nepal. He belongs to Communist Party of Nepal, UML, and he defeated Sushil Koirala of Nepali Congress by getting 338 out of 598 votes, and now the task before him is to address the concerns of Madheshis and Tharus, and he is the first Prime Minister of Republic of Nepal, you can call, because the constitution was adopted. After the adoption of constitution, he is the first Prime Minister of Nepal, or otherwise 38th Prime Minister of Nepal. Look into the next issue, economy and banking. Vodafone wins the transfer pricing case in Bombay High Court. You may ask, what is transfer pricing? Transfer pricing is referred to as the setting of the price when services are sold to related legal entities. One parent company will be there and it will have its related legal entities, and if the goods are sold or services are sold across its legal entities, that means they are not selling to any outsiders. They are selling to their own legal entities. And under such circumstances, the price is known as transfer pricing, right? So, transfer pricing is the term referred to when the price is charged for goods and services between related legal entities of one parent firm, right? And here, previously, the call center business of Vodafone was sold to Hutchinson in the year 2007-2008, and here income tax authorities issued transfer pricing order in December 2011 by adding 8,500 crores to their taxable income for the sale of call center business, and subsequently they demanded capital gains tax of rupees 3,700 crore, and now Bombay High Court told this 3,700 crore rupees tax demand is not justified. Now let us watch and wait whether the government of India will approach Supreme Court against the order of Bombay High Court or not. Right? Look into the next miscellaneous. Now the new benchmark for poverty line is $1.9 a day. Previously, the poverty line is $1.25 a day. If a person is surviving on less than $1.25 a day, he was considered under below poverty line. And now the World Bank raised $1.9 a day. Right? And this is based on average of the national poverty lines of 15 poorest economies in the world. Right? Using the 2011 PPP data, PPP means purchasing power parity. Using 2011 purchasing power parity data, this $1.9 per day is arrived at. And please don't forget, at present, as per the World Bank Index, the new benchmark is $1.9 a day. That means if a person is surviving on less than $1.9 a day, then he is considered to be below poverty line. And I have given people below poverty line in the world. You can go through this. And the people below poverty line are reducing. In the year 2011, 987 million in the world, and 2012, if you look at it, 900 million, and the projected figure for 2015 is 700 million. Right? Look into the next issue, that is Nobel Prizes. Regarding this Nobel Prizes, we are going to discuss in detail in news analysis and features. Please listen to it. And in the lecture part, we are going to discuss brief. What is the prize money? Prize money is 8 million Swedish kroner, or you can say $9,60,000 will be handed over along with a diploma and gold medal on December 10. What is the significance of December 10? December 10 is the death anniversary of Alfred Nobel. Alfred Nobel, who invented dynamite, he is responsible for establishing 5 awards. He died in the year 1896, and as per his will, 5 awards were established, and except the prize of economics, remaining 5 Nobel awards are established in the year 1901 as per the will of Alfred Nobel. And other important point is, these awards are announced in October every year and being presented on December 10. And the second important point is, up to 50 years, the jury who headed this, that means the jury responsible for deciding Nobel Prizes, should not discuss the criteria or why they have chosen for 50 years. They should not discuss 50 years. The other important aspect is especially the price of economics. That was not established as per the will of Alfred Nobel, but it was established by the Swedish Central Bank. Swedish Central Bank, please don't forget, it is the oldest central bank in the world. Central bank means just like our Reserve Bank of India. Swedish Central Bank is the oldest central bank in the world, and it established in the year 1968 in the memory of Alfred Nobel this Bank of Sweden Prize in Economic Sciences. So, Economic Sciences Prize established by the Swedish Central Bank. And other important point is, all the awards will be presented in Stockholm, because the Nobel Foundation is based in Stockholm, Sweden, but Peace Prize will be announced and presented in Oslo in Norway. This is as per the will of Alfred Nobel. So, Peace Prize will be presented in Oslo, Norway. All other awards will be presented in Stockholm, Sweden. So, after learning these things, let us look at one by one. First one is the Nobel Prize for Medicine. Nobel Prize for Medicine was won by 2UU along with 2 others. This 2UU will get 50% of prize money and remaining 2 will share remaining 50%. This 2UU of China got the award for artemisinin medicine derived from traditional Chinese medicine, and remaining 2 scientists, that is Omura and Campbell. Omura belongs to Japan and Campbell is Ireland born, and both of them got award for the discovery of ivermectin for fighting river blindness and filariasis. In details, if you want, please listen to news analysis. Next, Nobel Prize in Physics, one from Japan, other one from Canada. Japan, that is Takaki Kazuta, and McDonald from Canada, both got this Nobel Prize in Physics for 2015 for the discovery on neutrinos. Neutrinos are the subatomic particles or the smallest particles. Lot of research is going on neutrinos, and they discovered that neutrinos oscillate from one form to another. That means they have mass. Previous notion was they do not have mass. Now the particle physics textbooks are to be rewritten because of this discovery. If you look at Nobel Prize in Literature, Belarus writer which mixes journalism along with her literature. Her writings blends literature with journalism, and she chronicled the history, especially the Soviet Union and its 1991 collapse, Chernobyl disaster of 1986, and Soviet war in Afghanistan, the condition of women during World War II. These are the issues which she has taken up, and she was given this award for blending literature with journalism for chronicling important events in Soviet Union, the then Soviet Union. Right, look at the next one, Nobel Prize in Chemistry. 3 scientists got, Turkish born Sankar, then USA's Modric and Lindell of Sweden. These 3 scientists got. Why they got it? They got this because how the cell repairs its DNA to safeguard its genetic information. How the DNA is repaired to safeguard its genetic information. It has got a lot of repercussions, especially when you look at cancer or hereditary diseases. Next one is Economics Prize. Economics Prize has gone to the British American economist, that is August Deaton, and he proved that individual consumer behavior should be taken to measure economic policy, not the national income. His main focus is, please look at individual consumption choices, but don't look at national incomes. It is not the real index for measuring the economic policies of the governments. Last one, that is the Nobel Peace Prize. This is given to the Tunisian National Dialogue Quartet. That means 4 organizations, you can say 4 civil society organizations who are instrumental in ensuring peace in Tunisia after Jasmine Revolution in the year 2011. If you want more about these things, please do listen to news analysis. Right friends, with this let us conclude our lecture part for week number 41. Please do join for news analysis and features and other modules. Have a nice day. Thank you.